I'm Chris Farrell, and this is On Watch. If you go to the FBI's website and look at the section titled What We Investigate, you will find the following statement. Public corruption, the FBI's top criminal investigative priority, poses a fundamental threat to our national security and way of life. On the same webpage, the FBI goes on to detail the types of public corruption they investigate. Let's take a quick look at the first two that they list in order. They are specifically border corruption and election integrity. What's your perception of the FBI's track record on those two issues? When was the last time you saw reporting on a major arrest of corrupt officials operating a drug smuggling or human trafficking ring? That's right, you haven't. We have a heroin epidemic fueled by public corruption, yet there are virtually no arrests. How is that? Those apprehended are sloppy, greedy solo operators, the little fish. When has a large criminal enterprise been broken up? What does that tell you? When it comes to election integrity, President Trump has expressed interest in an investigation into the question of non-citizens voting. A 2014 study by academics from both Old Dominion University and George Mason University suggests that between 800,000 and 1.2 million non-citizens voted in the 2008 presidential election. That was 8 years ago. As of October 2016, there were documented cases of voter fraud investigations in Colorado, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Texas, Indiana, Oklahoma, and Wisconsin. So how many non-citizens do you think voted in 2016? Perhaps we'll find out. Official corruption by law enforcement and elected officials is corrosive to the public's trust in government and the rule of law. It shreds the fabric of our society and undermines the Constitution. The principle of equal justice under the law becomes a bitter joke. Let's think about some of the public officials and scandals that resulted in people simply skating away without consequences for their misdeeds. Of course, there's Hillary Rodham Clinton, but also the former Attorney General Eric Holder, Lois Lerner and her boss, Stephen Miller, at the IRS, Lisa Jackson at the EPA, and then there's issues like Benghazi, the Veterans Administration, Fast and Furious, swapping terrorists for the release of Bo Bergdahl. Hold on, there are less well-known stories of public corruption out there as well. 10 DEA agents, including the regional director in Colombia, attended sex parties with prostitutes paid for by the local drug cartels. The agents accepted money, expensive gifts, and weapons from the drug cartel members. The 10 agents were given suspensions ranging from 2 to 10 days. That's it. A U.S. attorney engaged in an inappropriate personal relationship with a subordinate in his office, harassed her after the relationship ended, lied to department officials investigating the matter, and then attempted to influence or impede an Inspector General investigation. Prosecution was declined, and the U.S. attorney simply resigned and walked away. Inspector Generals are not always the answer to corruption either. In 2013, Charles Edwards, then acting Inspector General for the Department of Homeland Security, paid his wife to telecommute from India. Several other charges were identified by Congress, but again, no prosecutions. In April of 1970, Mayor John Lindsay of New York City appointed Judge Whitman Knapp and 4 others to be part of the Commission to Investigate Alleged Police Corruption. It was commonly called the Knapp Commission. Maybe you even recall seeing the old movie Serpico. I encourage you to do some independent research on the Knapp Commission. I also encourage President Trump and Attorney General Sessions to do the same. The public corruption epidemic must be stopped. I'm Chris Farrell, on Watch.